It's official. Trent Alexander-Arnold is gone to Real Madrid, and the Liverpool fan base is lit afire in a way. I'm going to give you my reaction, and I've formulated it. It is not a gut reaction. It is not an emotional reaction. It is a realistic reaction. And I hope this is helpful to all of you Liverpool fans out there trying to process what we've just heard from Trent Alexander-Arnold this morning. So let's dive in. Here's the first thing that came to my mind. Madrid was in control of Trent Alexander-Arnold's future pretty much all along. This is clear. And Trent was the pawn. And I think Trent kind of wanted to be the pawn, to be honest. He ran down his contract. Trent Alexander-Arnold ran down his contract at Liverpool at the request and demand of Real Madrid. They told him, if you want to come here, you must run down your contract, and then we will give you a contract of our own. And Trent Alexander-Arnold obeyed to the point. He obeyed to the T. And he ran down his contract at Liverpool, was never interested in renewing that, and now he is gone for free to Real Madrid. So that is clear to me. You can't really argue with that because Trent Alexander-Arnold has done the unthinkable in basically using Liverpool. He has used the Liverpool Football Club to get what he wants, and this could have been much different if Trent Alexander-Arnold had maybe stood up for his club, his boyhood club, the club he claims to love. He should have signed a new contract, and he should have told Madrid, you want me? Come and get me. You're going to have to pay for it. And then Trent Alexander-Arnold leaves and is not the maligned figure he is now. That could have changed everything, but that's not how it's happening. We know that. The dishonesty, right? Lots of dishonesty, I think, from Trent Alexander-Arnold throughout the years. All of his words now are just hollow lies. He claimed 8 years ago that he would never be satisfied until he became Liverpool's captain. He was Liverpool's vice captain, but that's not going to happen. And I think even just recently, most recently, his words claiming that he will always love this club. I don't think that's true either. And we'll talk about that here in a minute. But Trent's lies, all of the celebrations this season, it's just hollow. It's just empty. None of that matters now as he's leaving. And here we go. You can't love when you leave. You can't say, I will always love you, and then walk out the door and you're gone and you've left nothing behind. He says it. He says it with his words, but they're hollow words. They're empty words. Because you can't say you always love someone or something when you don't even love it now. You don't. If you truly love the club, you'd stay. If you truly love the club, you'd sign a new contract and at least leave and get the club something for what you have given us over the years. And by the way, I think two things can be true. Trent Alexander-Arnold was a great player while he was here. I'm not going to forget what Trent Alexander-Arnold did at our club, but I'm going to tell you at the end of this video whether I think he's going to be a club legend moving on. So I think two things can be true. He's a great player. He had some really great moments at Liverpool. He was one of the best right backs in the Premier League ever. Certainly the best attacking right back ever. And the second thing can be true that Liverpool fans are now rightful to dislike him and to say, we don't like you anymore. Because he's done the same thing to Liverpool fans. He's basically said, thanks, but I'm not really loving it here. And I'm going to go to a club that I think I'll like better in Real Madrid. Okay? So that's that. I think here's the silver lining, guys. If you watch my channel, I'm always going to give you the silver lining. I actually think Liverpool are better off now that Trent is leaving. Now, that might seem a little delusional, and especially if you are an Arsenal fan or a Chelsea fan or a Man City, well, Man City doesn't have fans, but Man United fan, you're probably thinking like, oh, you're in denial. Trent Alexander, one of the best players ever. You're in denial. What a delusional Liverpool fan. Trent was never going to be captain material, not for Liverpool Football Club. No. I think if you thought that Trent would be a good captain someday, I'd have concerns with you mentally. No, I think he was never going to be captain material for this club. Trent is not a leader. Look at what happened just in this season alone when Trent would get down I think back to that Manchester United performance. You cannot have a performance like that and expect to become Liverpool's next captain. That was awful. And that wasn't just the only one this season. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold is weak mentally. He is not the type of strong vocal leader that Liverpool need. Virgil van Dijk, I think, has grown into that this season. It's a big, big task. It is a big, big role to be the captain of England's most successful and biggest club, Liverpool Football Club. That is a big job. And I don't think Trent Alexander-Arnold was fit to do that job. So now we don't have to question what happens in 2 years when Virgil van Dijk, leaves the club and leaves that captain's armband empty. Salah most likely won't be here either, so he's not going to step into that role. Alisson Becker probably doesn't have, 5-6 years left. Who takes that role on? Well, it's not Trent Alexander-Arnold now, and I think we're better off for that. And I don't think Trent fit Slot's system. We saw that from the get-go, right? I think Arne Slot tried to make Trent Alexander-Arnold a better defender, took away a lot of what Trent has been so good at over the years under Klopp, which was those long balls over the top to our speedy attackers. That's not how Arne Slot plays the game. And I think that Trent Alexander-Arnold would have just been a mediocre at best defender with an untapped ability to spray the ball around the field. Now, he had an important goal this season against Leicester. He had an important assist to Darwin Núñez. I think other people can do that. I think Connor Bradley could do that, probably more so than Trent, honestly. If he had the same amount of playing time, I think you would see some really good numbers from Connor Bradley. Now, Connor Bradley, injury prone. That's the big one, right? The big question mark. And I'm going to do another video here shortly comparing Liverpool's options to fill that Trent Alexander-Arnold void at right back. And I think Connor Bradley is absolutely in that conversation. But regardless, I think Liverpool are better off. Now, it would have been nice to be better off and have £100 million in the bank, but we're better off from a playing standpoint, from a skill and team standpoint, because clearly this season, probably a little bit of last season, the Trent Alexander-Arnold distraction and saga and cancer is now gone. And I'm glad for that. Now, last thing. Trent will not be a Liverpool legend. It saddens me to say that because it could have been so easy for Trent to be a Liverpool legend. It could have been so easy for him to follow in the footsteps of Steven Gerrard and other Liverpool legends, but that's not going to happen now. Liverpool fans are the ones who get to decide who is a club legend. And we will not forget this. We do not forget things like this. Look, is Philippe Coutinho a club legend? Absolutely not. He left. He wanted to go. He left. Now, he left, and he funded the Klopp revolution, and he funded several major trophies for Liverpool, and we're thankful for that. Thank you, Philippe. Luis Suarez, club legend? I don't know. I don't think so. I think he forced his way out with a bite. Fernando Torres, club legend? I don't know. I don't think so. Not the way he left. He wanted to go. He went to Chelsea. Great players, all great players. But are they in club legend status? I don't think so. And I think Trent is now a part of that. Great player for Liverpool, left on a really, really sour note. And now he's gone. And we're going to forget about him. We're not going to forget what he did at the end of his Liverpool career. And we're not going to give him that legend status. He doesn't deserve it. So, sad for him, not sad for us. We don't care. Nobody's bigger than the club. And nobody's going to stand in the way of what Liverpool are doing now, especially not Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's going to go to a Real Madrid team that is utter garbage right now. And it's just a dumpster fire. That dressing room is just awful. And Trent's going to go there, and you think he's going to fix that? No, Trent's not the kind of guy to fix that. He's the kind of guy to come in, kind of sulk in the shadows, and quietly kind of go about his business. Soak up the sun in Madrid, hang out with his bestie, and probably just not be a very good footballer. Because I think teams now are going to target that right-hand side of the defense, and it's going to be tough for him. So, yeah, that's what I think. I'd love to know what you guys think. Get your comments in below. Liverpool will survive this. Liverpool will be fine. We just won the Premier League. We're the best club in England, and I think Arneslot is going to be just fine with a fresh start at right back. I'm looking forward to it. I really am.